It's not over. It's not even close to over. It's only the beginning.
It's going to be the toughest team. That's what y'all said y'all wanted to be remembered as. And tonight's that night. We're going to be the freaking toughest team.
Hey, let's ball out tonight. Show me what we made of. Let's go. Hey, stand on three. Stand on me. 1, 2, 3.
If you jumped off the wagon, you better get back on now.
Each group wants to be remembered for something else, and they said something that hasn't been said before. And they said we want to be the most physical team to come out of Pleasant Grove.
The hard work, the pain, the blood, and even the tears were all in preparation for what begins tonight.
There are always wars, there are always battles. The kids wanting to step up, playing together, offense and defense, picking each other up, and but dominate from the first play to the last play.
Beginning tonight, every play matters. Every game counts. Every win takes them one step closer to the first goal, to win the district championship. You thought the ride was over? Think again, because here we come.
Welcome to Hawk Stadium. You have my man Tony Langford, Craig Jenkins, I'm Morgan Smith, and we have Jay Davis down here on the end with another night of football. A lucky night of football, evidently.
They can play some football
every year.
Every year they've got a really good team. I think Falk's got a decent team. I just don't think they're going to have enough to beat Glenrose.
Well, I know what Glenrose played Genoa last week, had a big win, but Genoa was out a bunch of players, including their running back that went for like 300 the week before. So Falk had a big win last week as well, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll see. I don't know anything about Glenrose other than I don't know if I've ever seen them lose. So
they've lost once because they're 4-1.
Okay, well, first I've heard of it.
Yeah. No, I'll have Falcon this one, but they're gonna have to play hard. Yeah. Oh, definitely. In the next game, you have Genoa Central 3-3 at Prescott Curly Wolves 4-0.
I don't know. You know a little bit more about them.
Genoa's defense is gonna have to step up. Last week, Prescott's running back had 4 TDs, 180 yards rushing. If they can contain him to less than 100 yards, I think that they'll do well. We're going to switch gears for a second. We're going to bring Coach Gibson on.
He tried to put you in a short chair, man. What's up, Coach?
I wouldn't do that. That would have boosted you up.
Get this one high, yeah.
We done moved up big time. We got headsets now.
I love it.
Coach, man, tell us about your week. I know it's been a crazy one.
Yeah, it's we started off, the best thing about the week was starting it off with the kids on Monday. Had a great meeting, and we were up 40-7 in our game last week. And I think you can look on a scoreboard and go, man, everything's rocking and rolling. And I mean, the kids know it. They can look in each other's eyes, and there's just something that's missing, and it's, they're doing a good job, but want to be doing a great job. And so some things were identified, and I think a lot of us, everybody just kind of had to look at ourselves and go, all right, we start with ourselves, and where do we go from here? Kids got opportunity to talk, and coaches, and we spent a lot of time on the weekend identifying those things, not just going in and just rambling. And then consequently, the best practice we've had all year throughout Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and just really proud of the guys, the way they handled it. And probably one of the coolest ones was Marcus Burris. A lot of kids will, I think this person and this person could be more bought in on the younger years and this, and maybe these two guys aren't bought in as much, so they need to be with us on varsity. And Marcus says, he says, hey, I think we got to look at ourselves as seniors and see how we were leading, because we were taught, by seniors when we were young, and I think that's where we start. And it's just a great lesson as a coach even to go, man, we always need to start with ourselves when something's not all the way right. And like I said, we're not doing a bad job. It's just not to the standard we want. And then, man, we fixed it. And so it's pretty cool. I hope that shows tonight. But it's more of a spirit relational, the way we attack things. So that was really cool. And then, yeah, I think this COVID thing going on, you see teams canceling every day. I mean, on Twitter, and this team cancels and that team cancels, and people try to spend different percentages. But I think at the end of the day, 15% of schools canceled a game last week. And so you're going, could that possibly hit us? When's it going to hit? Hopefully it doesn't. And we're not supposed to worry. We be preventative and do what we can and come up with plans to protect our kids. But it's spiking in Texarkana right now. Fortunately, we're in good shape. And then we get news that one of our opponents, lost a couple of coaches to it, and maybe some guys were exposed, and so they have to shut down for 2 weeks. And that affects LE tonight. It affects Spring Hill in a big way, and I think they were trying to do everything they could to keep their kids safe and do things the right way. But it's just tough. It's tough for Spring Hill because they had a chance to battle. It's tough for LE because their guys lose a game, and nobody wants to lose a game. It's tough for us because we're going to lose one, and there's not a whole lot of them guaranteed left, and these guys deserve, everything they get. So I think they're a little sour, about that. But once again, I mean, they just handled it the right way. It's out of our control, and so we use next week to grow and get better. But it's been a wild week. It seems like it's been a month, but it was a good one. Yeah,
I was kind of looking forward to next week. I hadn't been back to Spring Hill in, 15 years or more.
They've upgraded it. It looks great there. I mean, stands, facility. They put a lot of money in it. Scoreboard. I mean, it's mega. It's huge. And then I think they're doing some good stuff with their program and team. But it is what it is, And
I enjoy going down there. My sister lives about a mile away, so it gives me, I don't ever go down. It gives me an opportunity to go down and visit my family.
Yep.
So.
But, Coach, so tell us about, so you had great practices this week. I've heard you've called some younger guys up to get some reps tonight, maybe?
So we lost out. They didn't have a ninth grader at JV, North Lamar didn't, so they have everybody up. And we were able to trace down a game and kind of combo a JV freshman team. And it's tough on the kids because they're used to playing both ways and getting a lot of reps. And so now you're a stud and you're going out there and you're like, okay, I might only get 12 plays tonight. And that kind of stinks for a whole week.
Yeah.
So the more guys we could call up, A, hopefully we get them in the game tonight, but then B, those younger kids get to play more and they all deserve it. So I think it's good for everybody. But at the same time, our varsity guys need reps. It's kind of, it's 40-7 last week at halftime. And then, hopefully we take care of business tonight and then we don't play next week. So you're just kind of going, dang, we got to get some reps too. And it's tough.
Well, I was messing with Landon today. I was like, man, if you get a chance to score tonight, let's be sure not to throw the ball out of the back of the end zone this time. He was like, no, it still counted. And I was like, I know when it won't count.
Yeah.
That's at AT&T Stadium.
They get that replay thing going a few times.
Well, last week, I read an article this week where you did say that, some of the play was sloppy. And so you mentioned how you had such a great week of practice. It's still okay to take a couple of good plays like the one that Landon had. I mean, we still had some playmakers last week.
Yeah.
But the polishing, I can agree, wasn't quite there last week. But I did see a lot of great things coming out of that game that I think are going to come and help you later in the season.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like you just said, when you're playing good football, there's still so many guys that are doing a great job in the game. It's just the good comes from some others that maybe aren't at times. And so we're judged as a team in itself. And you see the unbelievable plays that certain kids make, and there's a lot of them last week. Elrod, pick 6 in his second start, and he's just been playing really tough and hard. And BJ played with a lot of enthusiasm and energy at inside linebacker. Landon had a strip sack, fumble, recovery, fumble, all that stuff, touchdown. And those are plays that he'll remember for the rest of his life, and he's made a ton. But there's still a lot of good stuff in it. We're just polishing up the other will get us where we want to be later down the road.
Coach, for those of us that don't know much about North Lamar, what can we expect that you think you might see from those guys tonight?
So, it's unfamiliar for us in football. They're in our district and in the other sports, but this is the first year they dropped down to Division II from Division I, and they have a new coach. Cooper Crowell is, he's a first-year coach at North Lamar. He comes from a
Midlothian Heritage
spread background. Had a great program in Midlothian Heritage with a heck of a head football coach there. So he's a good guy. He's a great coach. And he's just in a first year. They're going to spread it out, and that's going to be their attack and their MO while he's there, I believe, unless he were to change something down the road. But he's building. He's in phase one, step one of rebuilding that culture and that program, and I think he's a great guy for the gig, and that's what they're going to do offensively. They haven't been putting up a ton of points, in that spread system this first year right now. Defensively, I think they're gonna load up against us. I don't know why you wouldn't right now, and we got to back them off, and by throwing the football and then getting the ball and doing some different things. And we've been working on some stuff to kind of soften up the box. And there's two ways to really do that. That's one is to hit them with a play action pass, and the other is to run option. But there's a couple other wrinkles that we've been banging our head against the wall and trying to figure out some stuff. I think we have some good stuff, and I don't know if we'll have to get it rolling tonight, but I think they're going to load up against us defensively. And that's just hard to say because they haven't played a wing T team, so you really don't know till you get in it. And some of the last teams that play you go, well, I know how they're going to line up, but if they didn't have success against you, they could completely change what they do the next year too. So it's always a crapshoot in this offense.
I just looked over my shot. I've never seen these uniforms before. Are these new as well?
Yeah, well, these guys sent to us 2 years ago, and we got 9 combinations of jerseys, and the kids are super fortunate.
Nice. I like them.
And they're pretty sweet. And a last minute change, guys are just as bad as women with fashion. If they say they're not, all you got to do is go play a sport, because everybody wants to look pretty when they play.
Yeah.
But the kids don't ask, but I know they wanted to. We brought so many guys up, we didn't know if we had enough white helmets for everyone, so we were just going to wear black helmets with them. But we knew they'd bang a little better with the white helmets. And like 25 minutes ago, somebody's like, we got enough white helmets for everybody? I was like, do white helmets. Get it. Make the kids happy. It looks good.
It looks real good.
But they are.
They do look great. I agree. Well, Coach, we know you got stuff to do. We'll let you get back to it. We'll take a quick break and be right back.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, these are actually.
We are excited to announce here at Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital that we have expanded our capabilities to better serve our community. As a hospital, we have the capability for inpatient services. After your outstanding emergency care, we can smoothly transition you into one of our new inpatient rooms that have telemetry monitors in every room to continue your concierge medicine care. While our patients continue receiving their care in their inpatient suites, we also make sure that your loved ones are taken care of with our outstanding facilities. Our added services include a procedure room and also the capability of MRIs. With our imaging, we are able to offer outpatient, inpatient, and emergency room, MRI, CT, ultrasound, and X-ray. We are honored by your support and look forward to serving all your future medical needs.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please.
Going for the ball every single point. Never giving up on any ball.
Cross country going full tilt means pushing your body to its limits and past its limits to see what you're capable of, to see what your body can do.
Here we go. Hit. Steer. Steer. Now rip him. Good, Tori.
A lot to get here, fam. We put in that work. Yes, sir.
Volleyball always goes full tilt. It's a mind game, intensity, communication, and it doesn't hurt to have Coach Colvins.
You better be ready for it. Hey, you better be ready for it.
We are back right on time.
Right on time.
I can finish conversations quick.
Well, I had to extend it a couple of extra commercials.
All right. Well, let's get back on these area games.
The next game, we've got Nashville 4-1 at Ashdown 5-1. Lost to Malvern last week 32-7.
Ashdown's got a squad.
Yes, they do.
I don't know if they've got enough for Nashville, but we'll see.
I'm taking Ashdown.
Ty Gordon, I just can't go against him. He had another 100-yard rushing game.
You went against him week 1.
I know. That was a smart move, too.
I got Nashville, but I think that's going to be a really good game.
Definitely be a big game.
I think Ashdown has a chance to pull that out.
It's going to be a big game. They've got Keyshawn Stewart, Dontrell Robinson down there at Nashville with Ty Gordon. All those guys had touchdowns last week. They're going to look to improve on that this week against Ashdown, but I'm leaning more Ashdown.
I like Ashdown. They beat the defending state champions.
We're split on that.
Hey, that's fine.
Come on now.
I'm going with Ashdown.
It's going to be a good game.
In the next game, we've got Hot Springs 3-2.
That's next week.
They're on a bye week. Next week they'll play Hot Springs. Will play Arkansas High, who's 4-0.
Arkansas is looking great this year. They have a chance to go all the way. We have 3 teams right now in Texarkana that legitimate top 5 teams in the state. Arkansas High and, of course, Texas High and Pleasant Grove on this side. And Liberty Allo's playing great football right now. I really hate that they lost this game tonight.
Yeah.
If you don't know, Spring Hill had to forfeit their game against Liberty Allo. And, of course, Liberty Allo got the win. I think it was an 18-point win, which will come into play if games still continue to get canceled. So Spring Hill is going to have to beat Pittsburgh and North Lamar to get that 4th seed in the playoffs now, which they probably will. But LE's back in the playoffs, and there'll be problems.
We spoke with Coach Davis yesterday, and we were just saying that even though they missed a game, they were going to go out and practice really hard this week. It's not the same as a game, but they're going to have a good practice to try to stay fresh going into next week against Gilmer.
Yeah.
LE's one of them teams that are getting better as the season goes on. They're playing hard. They're a lot more physical than they were last year. I think they'll at least go 3 or 4 rounds deep into the playoffs.
Well, Liberty Allo's probably going to get that 2nd or 3rd spot in the district, and I have a feeling once they get into the playoffs, that defense, it's tough.
Yeah.
Get J.J. Hampton rolling.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to be a problem. We're going to switch gears and jump over to Texas area games. You've got Bowles 1-2 at Bowie, 3-3. Bowie got the job done versus Clarksville, 46-23 last week, jumping out to a 30-7 halftime.
When you say Bowie, you mean James Bowie?
James Bowie.
And they're going to do that again this week.
I'll take James Bowie.
I'll take James Bowie.
Oh, definitely. In the next game, Dangerfield 5-1 at Redwater 1-5.
Preston Davis out?
I heard he is.
I believe he still is.
True or not.
Okay. But that Dangerfield name's hard to pick against.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
It don't matter who they're playing. It's hard. It's very rare to pick against Dangerfield.
I got Dangerfield severely rooting for Redwater. I know nearly every boy on that team, and I pull for them just as much as anybody.
I almost tonight, I was like, I'm going to go see my nephew play football tonight. And he's like, nah, don't worry about it.
I know Dangerfield, they lost early in the year, but they've started to get things on track.
Who did they lose to? Mount Vernon?
I'm not sure.
It was Mount Vernon.
Was it Mount Vernon?
Yeah, but it was early.
And they lost pretty big, too.
Dude, Mount Vernon. Yeah. I don't know what Art Briles has going on over there. I know what he has going on, but I don't know how he got so good so quick.
I think Mount Vernon, they actually had a close game last week. I could be wrong about that.
I know, Pewitt defending state champion runner-up, and they have a lot of those players back. It wasn't even close. It was like a 50-point win or something.
Oh, they were throwing it deep the entire game, so that's what makes Mount Vernon so good. They can pass it and they can run it.
Yeah.
Well, Art Briles is one of the top coaches in the state of Texas. College, it don't matter. High school, it's kind of an unfair advantage there.
Here's a big game in the area. You've got Wascom 4-0 at Queen City 5-1. Wascom averages 56 points per game. Alex Shelton out, I think, again this week for Queen City.
That's tough. Without Alex Shelton playing quarterback, I don't see a path to victory for them. But Point City they've gotten a lot better from just the time I've lived in Texarkana to now. That they're not going to get blown out. It don't matter who they have playing quarterback. They're a good football team.
Yeah, I think the defense will step up and try to contain.
But it's just different. It's like having it's like having a Cam Newton and then going to somebody who you don't know. Cam's going to put up points. You just don't know who the backup is. Sure, the backup's fine, but Alex Shelton's going to be
lack of snaps hurts him too.
Yeah, and with the numbers he's been putting up, that's going to take a lot of the offense away.
I got Wascom. I got them by about 2 touchdowns. I think Queen City's a heck of a football team.
Yeah.
I just don't think they got enough for Wascom.
Then you have DeKalb 5-1 at Pewitt 3-2. DeKalb 35-0 had 193 yards rushing versus Redwater last week.
Man, what do you think?
If Jamar Vaughn can have a good game for DeKalb and basically slow the game down so that they can keep the ball away from them, then DeKalb pulls this off. But if the possession goes to Pewitt, I think it's just going to be too much.
I got DeKalb. Paul Pewitt to me is not playing up to their potential yet. They may start hitting on all cylinders, but I think DeKalb's the better football team right now.
This game is going to come down to special teams and turnovers. You know, I like those kids at Pewitt, man. I think a lot of them. They have a great program going on right now, but I just don't have it together right now. I'm taking DeKalb by 7 to 10 points.
If Pewitt's going to win that game, they've got to get DeAndre Hill going. You know, he's got to have the rushing yards. But in turn, DeKalb's got Vaughn, who can they can try to counter with, and A.J. Bergen as well.
A.J. Bergen's having a really good year.
With the passing game. So that's going to be a big thing for that game right there.
And this is going to be a high-scoring game.
And then you've got Tatum, 3-1 at Atlanta, 1-6. Atlanta lost to Gladewater, 42-27 last week.
This is a toss-up game, and I'll tell you why. Atlanta has been severely affected by COVID. There was a game, I think they had 9 starters out. I mean, you just can't win at high school football with 9 starters out at the 3A level. You just don't have enough players. So
Dim and Gilmer both have been affected this year.
So from my understanding, they'll be without like 2 players. It's going to be a close ball game. I think it's a pick-em game. Go either way.
I'm taking Atlanta. Atlanta's been playing pretty good football.
Yeah.
They don't put it together every game, but you can see flashes. Got a lot of guys playing good. I'm taking Atlanta over
Yeah, and I mean, the thing
week.
is, we know with things like this, in a year like this, it's nobody's fault.
Yeah.
I mean, McClure's a good coach. It's just, when you have players out, I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Imagine if the entire defense was out tonight and they had to play with a JV defense. You think that's not going to affect it? Of course it will.
I'm absolutely pulling for Atlanta. I just think Tatum I think they're a pretty good football team.
Yeah.
I think Tatum's going to pull the game out.
I tell you, Atlanta does have an 8th grade kid named Batten coming up. Jason Peters' nephew. Oh, God. That kid's going to.
Move that coach made.
Ask him where we cut out at. We're good. Had a little technical difficulties.
Sorry about that.
But no, I was talking about just the fact that Ryan Sellers made the move from quarterback to wide receiver this past week. Had 3 TDs, 100-plus yards as wide receiver. And, I mean, Brayson McHenry threw 368 yards.
5 touchdowns in one half.
They're in good shape on the offensive side. We can talk defense all we want with Texas High, but it's going to be fun watching
I'm going to tell you, though, right now,
offense.
Ryan could have had more than 3 touchdowns. I was right there on the sideline. He was wide open all game.
The thing that when I look at Texas High, this is what I see. They can line up. They can run it. They can spread it out. They can go 2 wide out, 3 wide out, 5 wide out if they wanted to. Defense, you've had injuries. You've had guys step in, playing lights out. They're good at the defensive front, good linebackers. Guys in the secondary are playing well. Texas High is just a good all-around team right now, and they're playing good.
I also enjoy listening to Ryan yesterday, just accepting his role of changing over to the, for some kids going from quarterback to receiver, they may not want to do it. Ryan accepted it. He loved it. Showed out.
And the fact that they were able, he and Brayson were able to forecast that. I mean, Ryan had the leadership ability to tell him this summer, hey, sometime during the season, I'm going to go play wide receiver, and you're going to be quarterback. And for someone to have the leadership ability to be able to give up QB1 at a 5A school, I mean, that's impressive right there alone. I mean, if he wanted to keep that, I guarantee you he could have gone to coach and said, I want to be quarterback, and coach probably would have been okay with it.
I think Ryan just wants to be wherever is going to be best for the team, and that's what I got off of listening to him.
It makes him a lot more dynamic football team with him a wide receiver. But Ryan is a great quarterback, but McHenry, he had a great football game.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't see 5 touchdown passes in one half against really anybody.
You've got Dr. Young coming up behind you. You want to go ahead and slide him
Let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
What's up, Dr. Young? Doing well.
Jennifer, we on break? You ready, Dr. Young?
Don't go to break because you're trying to fix something, but
I already did.
Hey, Dr. Young. Hey, mask on correctly the entire time.
If you're looking for authentic Cajun-style meats,
good, man. You doing good?
What's going on, sir?
What's going on? Lanyard Specialty Meats. We here at Lanyard Specialty Meats.
We got this sanitized for you, too.
And we season it to perfection so that you have all of Acadiana flavor here in your own home. Come by
I do. I like it.
Yeah,
looks better on you than it does on Tony, that's for sure.
I mean, it's about even.
Or hunting season. Remember, Lanyard Specialty
He's always got something to say.
Lanyard is an official sponsor and proud supporter of Texarkana Game Day.
We are back. We have a special guest with us, Dr. Matt Young from Texarkana Emergency Center, being honored tonight as a local hero, which I'm always telling everybody how great you are, but now, well, I was going to say it stands full of people to get to know about it, but you're probably the most marketed man in Texarkana.
Well, I don't know about that. We just try to do what we can to make sure that everybody knows who we are and what we're about, but most importantly, supporting the locals and making sure that our football teams, our families, and everybody is safe.
Well, speaking of being safe, the state of Texas has been hit really hard this week in high school football. Like 15% of games were canceled because of COVID. What are we seeing here in Texarkana?
Yeah, we're still seeing an uptick, but a lot of this, is as everybody gets together. Mm-hmm. And fortunately, it's not as critical as it once was. However, we still have to be very vigilant and make sure that everybody's doing everything that we can. We've got great friends, great colleagues that are still fighting for their lives. And then also with everybody getting back together, if they could just remember the few things that we ask, good, strict hand cleaning and washing, and then also making sure that we wear our masks and that we social distance when we can. So it is still a disease process that we're working on. And I can say from being the local healthcare authority, there is no specialist in this. This is something new that we're all learning about.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I saw a thing somewhere where it was saying that the schools and the kids at school, while they're at school, everybody's doing a good job of trying to, social distance as much as you can at school, wear their mask and stuff like that. But the problem is when a lot of the kids are leaving, they may not stick to as strict guidelines, and it was causing a little bit of the uptick.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. The uptick is what we're seeing, just as you say, when the kids get together away from their parents or away from school, they may actually, be exposed to be a carrier and not get ill. So what we call, asymptomatic carrier. And so for them, they don't think there's anything wrong with it, but they're around their friends and they go home to their mom or their dad or their aunt or their uncle or grandparents, and then unfortunately, may get them ill. So that's the big reason we want them just to be careful.
Well, Dr. Young, I just want to thank you for the role that you do take in our community, and I know, you're open 24/7, and I think you work 24/7, or at least you're available 24/7, and just your role that you've been able to help provide the county, just to be able to make decisions as far as for Judge Howell and the mayors to be able to, guide East Texas and Southwest Arkansas through this has been, pretty impressive. And I definitely want to give a shout out to you. And, this week has been a good week for the Young family. I was able to be at where your sister was given an award for her leadership role through Leadership Texarkana, and it's sort of just in y'all's family name. But I definitely wanted to thank you, for what you do to be able to guide our area through this, because this is something that we're having to manage every day now.
That's right, and I appreciate that. So very proud of my sister, Dr. Mary Ellen Young, and she's a dean out at Texarkana College. We're all homegrown right here in Texarkana. But very, very proud of her. And just to also say that there are so many great people that are working for the county, for the cities, both sides, to make sure that, we are taken care of and we're doing the best we can. And I just feel fortunate to be part of that team, because they really are some great people. And for us in this 4 states area to be able to give back the time and effort to make sure each other are safe. So, and we've got to keep on living too. It's just like this with football tonight. We got to keep on living. I mean, this is a beautiful Friday night football.
It is.
Wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
A season gets better and better with the weather.
If you're not familiar with Texarkana Emergency Center, if you live in Texarkana, I don't know how you couldn't be, but if you're not, Dr. Young and staff, I mean, it goes even past money. The donations, everything going on in the community, you're always supporting literally everything going on, but just your personal time, which is, you can't get that back. I see you everywhere. Like, where does that, it's like I see it with your entire family too. Where does that come from?
Well,
because you have decisions. You can choose to do other things.
Money don't mean much if you're not helping with what you got, though. And that's the way I feel.
Well, and that's why you're here as well. Because all of us give back to the community. And it's just it's a great place, and it's a place that once got our medical degree. Our parents raised us to give back to the community, and for all of us, it's a wonderful place to live, and we just don't sleep much. That's one of it. Fortunately, I have a little insomnia that I inherited from my mother, and so that works in my way. But so really, though, truly, it's a great thing, and we were raised to give back to our community, just as everybody's sitting here at this podium, and just so much fun, so enjoyable, and then to be able to give back in the profession I know, just like each and every one of us do in our own profession, in our own lives.
How is the conversion going to a hospital?
Yeah, so we're a full-fledged hospital now. So and we used all local contractors. Right. So, we kept it here locally, and we're just happy to be able to provide more for our community and be able there for our community.
You might see Tony in there more. He doesn't know this yet, but they have a cafeteria now, Tony. Might start coming in with some tummy aches.
I don't get to eat at home, so I'm out.
Well, the good news is, just as Morgan said, we're always open 24/7, 365, and never close. So maybe after the game, if we need a little midnight snack, we can
get you an IV and midnight snack, Tony.
Last time I got to eat, I went over to Morgan's house.
Did I see you on a post with the Texarkana Police Department today? I think I saw you.
Right. So about 5 years ago, we started First Responders Day. And what that was about was giving a thank you to our local heroes, our law enforcement officers, our firefighters, and EMS providers, and making sure that we just want to tell them thank you for everything you do. And then so we partnered with some other community-minded businesses, Farmers Bank and Trust, Eagle Distribution, and then Texarkana Funeral Home, and then, of course, Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital. So what we've done are raised money to make sure that we can give back to the community. And this year our focus was on an AED, or what's called an automated external defibrillator. And so for an untrained person, if they witness a cardiac arrest, they can put that on the person that suffered the cardiac arrest and potentially saved their life. Because as great as a job that LifeNet does here in Texarkana, and all of our first responders, be if they're paid or volunteer, it takes them a few minutes to get to the scene. And what we know is that the first responder, be it a lay person or a professional, has the best ability to save a life. Yes. So, for us, it's just a matter of kind of giving out in the community what we do in our hospital and in our ER. But so many great men and women out there 24 hours a day making sure that we're taken care of, because when you call 911, you expect somebody to show up, and we're just trying to give them another way to be able to help our citizens.
That's great. Well, let's do this. Let's take a quick break. We will be right back. I think Dr. Young's going to stay with us for another segment, and we'll add Superintendent Pirtle.
Beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful, handcrafted stone is our passion, and we ensure our customers receive the quality they deserve. We stand by our word, we stand by our products, services, and work that we do. Our team of experienced craftsmen and product experts have been perfecting their craft of fabricating and installing stone since 1998. Visit the Design Center at Red River Lumber to see the many beautiful stone options available for your next project.
Right now at all Greg Orr Auto Collection locations in Texarkana. Shop from your phone, online, or in person, and make no payments up to 120 days with record low interest rates, drastic price reductions, and huge incentives on our vast and pristine selection. Plus, for sales or service, we will even pick up and deliver your vehicle to you. For all the money-saving details, please visit GregOrAuto.com. That's GregOrAuto.com.
Sandwiches in the concession Welcome back. We are joined with Dr. Young, and we're just now being joined with Chad Pirtle, Superintendent of Pleasant Grove High School, Pleasant Grove School District. Chad, welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me, and thank you for being out here to support our Hawks and put us on the tube tonight.
We definitely appreciate it. How have things been going for you as the superintendent here at Pleasant Grove, trying to manage the COVID situation and everything as a school district?
We have been, it's been really good for us. We have been so consistent in how we handle each case. I mean, we have our protocol, and thanks to Dr. Young,
definitely.
I'll tell you what, we spent a lot of time together this summer working out plans and figuring out how we can keep our schools open, keep kids safe, keep teachers safe, and have events like this tonight. And I want to give a shout out to our district nurse, Candace Sibley. She has been a rock star for us, and we have handled these situations, when we do have a situation, very consistently and very conservatively too, because we want to make sure that it is safe in our schools.
Temperatures are falling. It's starting to feel like football weather here. What are you expecting to see out of your Pleasant Grove Hawks tonight?
Oh, they're going to come out and get after North Lamar tonight. Last week it was kind of fun seeing Landon lined up in the backfield, and he had a couple of big blocks, and I think he lit a few people up last week. But Pleasant Grove, we're going to come out and play really hard, hit really hard. Just get after him tonight.
Definitely think Landon is the tallest fullback I've ever seen.
He runs it pretty good too.
Did a good job.
I'm glad I don't have to tackle him.
Right.
Well, and I would like to commend Pleasant Grove and our superintendent right here for everything they've done to try to make sure that our staff, faculty, and our kids are safe, because they've really done a great job. And we have been on the phone a lot more than we ever have together. But I think, when you get together, the Emergency Operations Center, we're always available, and hope that everyone recognizes that. But it's not just Pleasant Grove, it's Liberty ILO, Texas High, helping out Arkansas High as well, and any of the school districts,
Yeah.
And so So we just want to make sure everybody's safe. But again, what a wonderful job you have done as the superintendent to make sure that your staff, faculty, and our children are safe. And
Thank you, Dr.
We've really worked well together, and each and every case of COVID is different, you know, and so we have to work through those individually, but just so very proud to be a part of that, and then appreciate the leadership that you've shown to make sure that everybody's taken care of.
Thank you.
Well, and just to step in real quick, I think just the flexibility overall of the administration and the teachers has been one of the things that I've been impressed with, because, you know, when a case does happen, the school rallies around to make sure that, you know, the students are still going to be educated. And so from that standpoint, I mean, tell us a little bit about exactly how much time did y'all put in during the summertime to put in some of these procedures?
A lot, right?
A lot of time. But you know what? It's so worth it. Every second has been worth it, because we've been able to manage this thing, and we spent a lot of time on the phone together. Our administrators, this month is National Principals Month for Educational Principals Month, and from Chad Blaine to Pam Bradford, Ashley Barker, Todd Marshall. I mean, we've spent a lot of hours. I'll throw Bill Harp, one of our city council members. He's director of school services. Derek Sibley, Steve Chateau. I mean, so many people have rallied around within our district, spent tons of time planning. Julie McClurg, Jim McClurg. The crazy thing is, educationally, we on July 9th, we had what I feel was our breakthrough in how we're going to provide remote learning. We knew what we were going to do on July 9th. And so many things had to happen with technology and really flushing out and developing that plan to be able to start school on time and be ready to start school on time August 10th. And so in 1 month, we truly changed our educational model and provided so much flexibility. If somebody does have to be quarantined, they just go home and continue with their education, because we're live streaming our classes. So they're going to get the same instruction that they would get if they're in the class. And so, especially at the secondary level, it's worked wonderfully. The high school, our teachers have just, I'm so proud of our teachers and the job that they've done. People don't know how hard they're working right now. And I just love these people. I mean, I love our teachers. They work so hard, and it's all about going back to our mission statement. Our mission statement is we're going to ensure high levels of learning for all students. And we're not going to back off of that. We're going to do it if you're at home, if you're at school. We are going to do it. We're not making excuses for anything. And so really just proud of how our district has rallied around it. But to answer your question on the amount of time, a lot.
Well, and while you were talking there, you know, we can't go without giving the community a special thanks, yep, and in our school board, because I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but the technology piece behind this last bond issue probably put Pleasant Grove in the right position to be able to provide all the extra learning and take advantage of the technology that we're having to do to make sure that our kids are educated.
That is, we were able to pull this off, didn't it? And here we are making it happen.
One of the things I do want to say that I think all the schools are doing a good job of is when somebody does test positive, they're notifying everybody to let them know that, you know, the people in that class may have been around them, and it's letting people know to take those extra precautions and not just go out and continue to spread something to other people.
You know, that's really important. The transparency of it is really important. And I'll go back to before we started, we had a couple of cases within our school district. And I said, you know what, I don't want kids to come to school and parents not know that there are some cases of COVID that have been around our school. So we released a statement saying, here's what it is.
Yeah.
Here's what it is. We have had some cases. Here's what we've done, and here's what we're going to do moving forward. But you're not going to show up. Your kid's not going to show up on Monday for school, and you didn't know. And so that's really important to us that we are transparent through it, and that it is what it is, you know. And Dr. Young and I, we've talked about that many times. You know, it's coming. Yeah. It's going to be here, and it's not just Pleasant Grove. It's everybody.
And it's community spread now. It's community exposure.
Yeah.
So it's not one person. We've got to be careful everywhere. But again, you know, our local school districts have taken this and have done the right thing, been transparent about it. And then on top of that, you know, many times it's not the most popular decision when you tell somebody that their son or their daughter's going to have to stay home for 14 days. But it's the right thing to do, and it's what we know to do right now. And so we're holding together with the school districts, with the local businesses, to make sure we give a consistent message when a case does come up. And PG's been one of the leaders.
And I want to say this. It's not just PG. Every school district around here is doing an exceptional job at managing this. And I talk about Dr. Young, but I want to throw Chief Slaughter in there too. Chief Slaughter has answered the phone every time I've called. And that means so much when you're maybe you need to just bounce an idea off somebody, and you call somebody like Dr. Young or Chief Slaughter, and they pick up the phone. I know there was one time, and I felt so bad about it, but it was about 9:30 at night, and I just needed to talk to somebody. And Chief Slaughter and Dr. Young. And I'm not sure if we woke Dr. Young up, but he still answered the phone and helped us through it.
Well, it's just a great group of people trying to give us, you know, make sure that we have the best information out here. And Judge Howell has done an amazing job.
Absolutely.
As our judge, and then Chief Slaughter, and then Lance Hall from the Bowie County aspect of emergency management, and then Lisa Thompson and Tracy Litton. Just amazing people to work with down here.
And with that, tonight, Pleasant Grove, we're going to be recognizing some of our heroes in the community, and really a lot of our heroes that have helped us through this. And we're sitting with one of our heroes that we're going to recognize tonight and love tonight. But at halftime, we're going to have quite a few of the people who have been so instrumental in helping not just Pleasant Grove, but helping our county through this situation that we're in, and we're just so thankful to be able to love them tonight.
Dr. Young, when this thing first started, everybody started getting sick. Did you think it would last this long?
Well, I don't think anybody had that idea, Tony. You know, we were thinking maybe eventually this would settle down, and then, you know, everybody said maybe the warm weather will stop it. Well, that didn't stop it. You know, that actually made it almost seem like it got worse. But the worst part was because it was proliferating and people were getting together.
Well, I want to say thank you. Did you have something you want to say? I just want to say thank you to both of you guys, Superintendent Pirtle, Dr. Mark Young. We're going to throw it up to the booth for the Pleasant Grove Hawks football.
And now the Pleasant Grove High School
Thank you, guys.
song.
Thank you,
Yes, sir.
Every day I come to school.
Black and gold is a state of mind.
I set my mind to be better than I was yesterday. I work harder.
Black and gold is a state of mind.
I ask more questions.
Black and gold is a state of mind.
And I challenge myself to learn more than I did the day before.
Black and gold is a state of mind.
My teachers help me grow so that I can excel. Black and gold is a state of mind. A way of doing things bigger, better, with more passion and more determination.
Black and gold is a state of mind.
Because we know that everything we do adds to Pleasant Grove's legacy of success. The more I push myself, the more I prepare myself for my future. We strive to be the best in the state in everything we do. We bring home the gold and set the standard for schools across Texas. Black and gold. It's
Welcome, Texarkana Game Day fans, to the Pleasant Grove press box. This is Kevin Carpenter along with Quinn Stanfield. Going to be calling the game tonight between the Pleasant Grove Hawks and the North Lamar Panthers. It's let me set the scene for you. We don't have a very big crowd here. I was told to say if you're a season ticket holder and you have a ticket, come on out. You'll have a good parking spot. Come sit on the hill and enjoy the game. Got about under 12 minutes before kickoff. That's a look at our Pleasant Grove showstoppers. That is Holly Thornton, the captain. Flag runners are getting ready. Pleasant Grove's going to have a new look tonight. Quinn and I talk about this often. How many uniforms does one high school football team need? Well, you're going to see another one. I don't know that Pleasant Grove has worn the same uniforms once this year. I don't think we're on the Oregon Ducks. I don't think we're quite the Oregon Ducks yet. I don't think have worn the same uniform in almost 10 years.
One of the things that will be exciting for this game tonight is knowing that Coach Gibson has called up several of the JV players. Expectation is that this should be kind of a one-sided game, but the hope is that we'll keep some varsity guys healthy and we'll get some young guys some really, really good reps. So for us, in calling the game, that'll mean that we'll have to go back to looking at the roster and trying to figure out who some of these numbers are. But some mamas and daddies and some family are going to hopefully enjoy a good time of seeing their kid play their very first varsity football game this evening.
Yeah, look for number 10, Garrett Harrison, is going to play a little quarterback tonight. He's called up from the JV. It's going to be some different numbers like Quinn said. And North Lamar is down right now. North Lamar's had some good teams in the past. Right now their numbers are really low. Don't have a lot on the varsity, and don't believe they even had a JV team, Quinn. And that's very unusual for a school that just dropped down from 4A Division I. They were in the district last year, I believe, with Argyle and Salina. So they dropped down, and district for them is a little bit easier. But like I said, they've lost quite a few kids. Just not playing football. The crowd tonight's a little less than it was for our last home game. I believe it feels like it was 2 months ago was Carthage. So it's a little different atmosphere. It's just it's eerie, I guess is a good way to put it.
Yeah, I was visiting with Coach Gibson this afternoon in his office, and he said just this entire season really feels kind of odd. It's hard to feel like you're gaining momentum as a team in the games itself because the crowds are so small, they're so sparse. And if you're the away team, you don't bring your band or your dance team, so it's just an entirely different environment. And then he said even at practice, it's hard to get energy up at practice because you're constantly having to say, put your mask back on. And, of course, guys don't want to do that. It's hard to practice football with a mask on. But they're trying to do everything correctly, but it makes the whole process feel really, really strange.
Right, and I think we all have to take a step back, and if we go back to, I would say May and June, when the season was in doubt, when we didn't even think we would have football, and then it got closer to July, and there were rumors that we weren't going to play football. So this is way better than not having football, but it is different, and it's different for these seniors. I'm looking out at the showstoppers and the cheerleaders. Cheerleaders go to road games. The showstoppers, the drill team does not. So they're really just going to perform and dance and cheer at 4 home games. And I'm not sure yet, Quinn, if they're going to go to the playoffs or not, if the band will travel. Just a lot of questions that we don't know yet.
Yeah, another thing it's no secret, I don't think it's been highly publicized, but it's definitely not a secret, is that next week's Pleasant Grove game against Spring Hill has already been forfeited and postponed due to COVID. So Spring Hill was supposed to play Liberty Ilo tonight, and they forfeited that one. and then supposed to play us next week, and they've forfeited that one as well. And so that's a good example of Coach Gibson talking about it's hard to get momentum going. So you've already had a bye week, and then you play 2 games against not the greatest competition,
right.
And then you have another week off. And so one way to look at it and try to be positive is you get another good week of getting healthy and try to install everything you want to take on some good teams like Liberty ILO and Gilmer that are coming. But the bad side of it is, again, momentum. It's just hard to get the juice going the right direction.
Coach Gibson will be good at the week they get off next week, because like you said, the teams, it's going to be different when Liberty ILO comes in 2 weeks and then Pleasant Grove goes to Gilmer, and we know what that's like going to Gilmer. I don't care if the crowd's at 50% or not. Going to Gilmer is going to be tough. So next week we'll be used to get guys healthy. And you talked about Spring Hill, and I guess it's a district rule. They had to forfeit the game.
That's my understanding, not just cancel, but forfeit.
There's some districts in Texas that really just go by winning percentage, that it's not a forfeit. I know there's the district in the Metroplex that Denton Ryan is in, and they're 5A Division I, and they're the number 1 ranked team, the best team in 5A. But I believe they're 0-2 in district. Or they have 2 losses in district because they couldn't play a couple of weeks. And so I heard some talk on some social media that Denton Ryan could finish 2nd or 3rd in their district and be the number 1 team in the state. So COVID has wreaked havoc, but we're getting to play.
North Lamar has made their way to the field. We're expecting that would mean that Pleasant Grove is probably walking out. If you've been to Hawk Stadium, you know that you really can't see the teams until they enter the gate here. You can't see them making their way towards the stadium, but we assume it's getting close. According to the scoreboard, we're about 6 minutes away from kickoff.
I guess they need to spend the money, Quinn, and build a tunnel under the stadium and just come out. The Hawks used to last year walk down the north side, is that the south side? The south side bleachers and then come on the field like that. This year they don't do that because they don't want to walk through the stadium.
Yeah, that's probably a COVID protocol, but also even pre-COVID, last year and years previous, Coach Gibson has always left that up to the seniors. He's asked them, how do you want to enter the stadium? And last year's group of seniors wanted to come down the steps and be able to high-five all the fans and all of that.
Right.
But obviously this year that probably wasn't even an option, like you said.
I'm sure Coach Gibson still lets the kids decide what uniform to wear. They still do that?
Yeah, I don't know if it's the whole team or if it's just the seniors, but I know it is a team decision.
Yeah, looking out across the field at North Lamar, it's not the North Lamar teams of the past. If you've been at Pleasant Grove as long as I have, North Lamar is known for having really, really big, good offensive linemen. They usually have a really good quarterback, and they usually play sound offense and defense. They're not going to have a lot of speed like Pleasant Grove has, like a Liberty ILO in the district or like a Gilmer. And they always have a really good kicker.
It's nice to look across the field as we wait on Pleasant Grove to come to the field. I think they're getting close. Look across the field and see North Lamar lined up along the sideline, single file line, waiting on the national anthem. Here come the Hawks making their way to the field right now.
Before we get started, let's go ahead and give a shout out to one of the great sponsors of Texarkana Game Day, and that's Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital. When minutes count, you can trust Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital to deliver the emergency care you deserve 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. And they've added on over there. They've got a hospital wing, and Matt and Cindy Young do a lot for Texarkana. You know what, another thing that's missing this year is the little kids at every home game. I don't know, 100 kids get to run out with the team. You know, they don't get to do that this year.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we would like to invite you to stand and remove your caps as we honor our great country with the playing of our national anthem performed by the Pleasant Grove Pride in Motion Band.
Now that feels like football.
Direct your attention towards center field. We'll prepare for the coin toss.
If you notice on TV, this has been the talk around my part of town is what the Pleasant Grove Hawks do after the national anthem. They get together in groups, they pray, really come together as a team, and we love to watch that.
The official here just announced the coin toss, and if I understood correctly, he announced it here in the stadium. North Lamar is elected to defer, and Pleasant Grove will receive the ball.
Hawks fans, guess what day it is? It's game day in Hawk Nation. With a record of 4 wins and 2 losses, your Hawks are coming home for the second district game of the 2020 season. Tonight, they face the Panthers from North Lamar and look to continue their district dominance. 3 district championships in a row and looking for number 4. Tonight, you're going to witness an eruption that would make even Eddie Van Halen jealous. The Hawks aren't backing down. They aren't letting off the gas. Tonight, they drop the hammer and say to fans, it's time to ride or die. If you're with the jump on board and finish where we started, get on your feet and make some noise. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Friday night. You're in Hawk Stadium. Let's play some
I hope you got to hear that at home. And only true rock and roll fans would get what Quinn Stanfield just did as he announced over the loudspeaker an ode to the greatest, or one of the greatest guitar players of all time, Eddie Van Halen.
Okay, so we're lined up for kickoff. Number 3, Zane Figueroa. It's a kicker. Kickoff for the Hawks is taken by number 6, Nick Martin. He brings, is that number 4?
Number 4 made a good
2-yard line
for the extra point.
Enrique Rios lined up to kick the extra point. Snap and hold is good. Kick follows through is good as well. So very first offensive play for Pleasant Grove goes for a 68-yard touchdown run with 11 minutes and 39 seconds left in the first quarter. Scores Pleasant Grove 7, North Lamar 0.
Brings back flashbacks. The first play when we played Argyle. A little different play, but. And North Lamar is just not going to have the speed Pleasant Grove has. Hey, let's thank also here at Texarkana Game Day for another great sponsor, and that's State Bank. With 6 locations in Northeast Texas, you're never far from the friendly staff and convenient services of State Bank. They have been a sponsor for Texarkana Game Day for 2 years. Our own Jay Davis here at Texarkana Game Day is a mortgage loan expert there. You want to go refinance your house, buy a house, go see Jay at State Bank.
So we're coming back to the field, lining up for Pleasant Grove to kick off to North Lamar. They're going from our right to our left. Number 1, Braden McCormick, is back deep for the Panthers. Pleasant Grove doesn't typically kick off real deep. They usually pooch kick it to the upbacks. Let's see what happens here. Kickoff is taken by McCormick. He is hit and pushed out of bounds about the 17-yard line. Kickoff taken by McCormick. He's taken to the 22-yard line. Correction, that's the 22-yard line.
Yeah, Jay Weidenheimer, 19 on the tackle.
So North Lamar comes to the line of scrimmage, no huddle, straight to the line. First offensive possession. It was a handoff, couldn't make out that number. That was 1, Braden McCormick on the carry. Loss of about a yard on the play, brings up second down for the Panthers.
21, Reese Elrod was in on the tackle also, along with Nick Martin.
Quarterback number 16, Dawson Doherty, is in the shotgun, joined in the backfield by McCormick. McCormick changes sides. Doherty rolls out to his left, and he is swarmed by a Hawk.
Yeah, that was Landon Jackson there, Quinn. If you'll notice, Pleasant Grove's in a 3-4 tonight. One of the kids that are missing and still recovering is number 74, Cameron Weekly. He's not in right now. Torrey Phillips sitting on defense.
Third down for the Panthers. Changing formations right now. Panthers are in a 4-receiver set, 2 high, 2 low. 1 back in the backfield along with Doherty. It's an inside handoff to McCormick that doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah,
Handoff to McCormick. No gain for the Panthers.
McCormick,
Fourth down.
Poor fella ran into Nick Martin there. Nick didn't know. I wasn't a wrestling fan. I can't think of a good wrestler's name. Kerry Von Erich. That's old school. How about that?
Kerry Von Erich is definitely old school.
Yeah.
You got that. Sam Bradshaw back to receive the punt for the Hawks. Bradshaw watches it bounce. Ball surrounded by multiple white jerseys, so Bradshaw lets it go. Ball is going to be placed down to 48-yard line.
Ball is placed down to the 48-yard line. Pleasant Grove begins this possession. 9:17 left in the first quarter.
Real quick, Rocasa Organics, another great sponsor for Texarkana Game Day. Natural products to help your family thrive with ingredients you can trust, family-owned and operated since 2017. They offer safe, natural products for wellness, personal care, baby products, pet products, household products, and so much more. RocasaOrganics.com.
Woodside rolls out to his right. He's looking downfield. He's trying to find Landon Jackson. Ball kind of floated just a minute. Gave number 9, Blake Hildreth, time to get over there and get involved in the play. Pass falls incomplete.
Yeah, good play by Hildreth there. Landon was open early.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've had a driver's license turned in to the press box that was found in the volleyball game tonight. We're not going to say the name just yet, but if you will look for your driver's license, maybe we'll save you some embarrassment.
Handoff up the left side was to number 26, R.J. Collins on his first carry for the night. Good positive yards for the Hawks.
R.J. Collins up the left side brings up 3rd down.
RJ's got so much speed. If he gets around the corner tonight, they're not going to catch him.
Woodside hands off to Nick Martin. Nick barrels through several guys, brings the ball inside the 30-yard line.
Right now the Hawks are just dominating up front. One thing that's different tonight is if you notice number 45 is sophomore Victor Shaw. Victor's one of these kids, he's got a 45 number on now where he can,
Nick Martin carries for the Hawks.
makes him an eligible receiver. He can block or he can be the tight end. And Victor, the coaching staff is really high on Victor. He's big and athletic and still just a baby, still growing.
Woodside passes to Sam Bradshaw, complete. Bradshaw, the little guy, lowers his head, runs over a couple of white jerseys, picks up a good gain. That is a first down for Pleasant Grove.
We talked about Sam all year. We love seeing kids that grew up playing basketball mostly.
Picks up the first down for the Hawks.
And if you're a junior out there and you're watching, or a sophomore and you've never played football, come out and play. It's easy.
Hand off to Trenton Kelly. Good gain for Kelly. Trenton Kelly's the younger brother, I should say, not little brother, younger brother of Tyler Kelly, who Hawk fans will remember from the state championships.
Yeah, Trent's probably bigger than TK. We're going to see a lot of young backs tonight.
Trent Kelly carries for the Hawks.
I believe Woodside was looking to pass, and maybe the ball bobbled a little bit, and he hung on to it and then made a good positive yard gain and a good decision. Woodside takes it down to about the 1 yard line, so it's 1st and goal for the Hawks.
Woodside takes the ball to the 1 yard line, 1st and goal for Pleasant Grove.
This is the old school coach and football player in me. I love to see a team under center when they're on the 1 yard line. I think it's just way easier to get in the end zone.
Man in motion, toss to Logan Johnson. He's got plenty of room. Touchdown, Pleasant Grove.
Touchdown! Logan Johnson takes it in for the Pleasant Grove score.
You were talking about bread and butter a while ago. That's a bread and butter play for Logan, whether it's the jet sweep or whether it's a toss sweep, either one. If he can get the edge on the outside, he's got enough speed to get good yards every time.
Logan is going to be one of the fastest kids on the field, whoever we're playing. I don't care who we're playing. He's going to be one of the fastest. And tonight, he's going to really look fast. When you say old school, that is the old pitch, the old sweep left that they've been running since they invented the game of football. What we haven't seen yet is the I formation that we saw last week, Quinn.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see if they will run that tonight. I doubt that they will. They don't want to show it again, I wouldn't think.
No.
That's Logan Johnson's second score for tonight. Logan and Nick Martin are both coming into this game. They were both tied at 8 rushing touchdowns apiece. So Logan picks up 2 more. But Logan is the leading rusher in yardage. He's got 657 yards right now to carry the Hawks in the running game.
You know, on any other team, Logan, he might get 30 carries a night. But on this team, when there's just so many backs, Logan doesn't get the carries that he would on another team.
Enrique Rios lined up to kick off once again for the Hawks. Kicks it deep this time. Once again to number 1, Braden McCormick. Braden's at the 20, trying to find a lane. Can't really get through. So brings the kickoff out to the 25-yard line for the Panthers.
Braden McCormick returns the ball to the 25-yard line for the Panthers. First down.
If you're North Lamar and the coaching staff, all they want right now is a first down. Let's get a first down.
Ladies and gentlemen, nobody's claimed the driver's license, so now we're going to say the name. It is for Rebecca Ann Davidson. You are here, come get your driver's license. If you know Rebecca, let her know that we have it in the press box.
False start called against the Panthers.
False start called against the
Doherty drops back to pass. He's looking left. He's got a man open. I believe that's McCormick once again. McCormick gets them back near the original line of scrimmage.
Number 30, Corbin Franklin, was on the coverage. Hawks are just going to play soft. When I say soft, I mean going to back up about 10 yards, keep the Panthers in front of them. I don't think we'll see a lot of blitzing tonight.
2nd and 9 for the Panthers. Doherty hands off, and there's just nothing there for the Panthers in their running game right now. The Hawks defensive line is shutting it down completely.
No gain on the carry.
Tamir Turner gets better every week. I think Quinn, number 59, senior, was hurt last year, but man, he's really turned it up this year.
Yeah, Tamir's a guy that if he was probably anywhere else playing, or maybe not anywhere, but lots of places, if he's not behind Landon Jackson or Marcus Burris or Torrey Phillips, you know, he'd be a guy that would put up big numbers. Doherty looking deep, breaks off the route, pass is incomplete. Intended for number 3, Zane Figueroa.
Doherty's pass is incomplete, intended for number 3, Zane Figueroa. 4th down for North Lamar.
Hawks have a new punt returner back, R.J. Collins. Like I told you before, he's the speedster. Punter probably doesn't want to kick it right to R.J.
Bad snap. Punter did a great job just to get that ball away. It takes a North Lamar bounce, but it touches the player. I don't think the North Lamar realized where the player realized where the ball was. That was number 4, Aiden Exum.
Ball is rolling and hit a North Lamar player, so it's placed down at the 46-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Grove.
Woodside comes under center. Same backfield. Logan Johnson in motion left to right. Woodside's looking to throw. He's got an open man. The pass is complete. That is Sam Bradshaw with the breakaway. At the 5, touchdown, Pleasant Grove.
That's the arm strength that we've been looking for from Jalen Woodside. We knew he had a really good arm. He set his feet, made a really good throw. But the best part of that was Sam Bradshaw.
Yeah, we knew Bradshaw's got that in him. We've just been waiting to see it.
That was a little basketball spin move off the dribble that Sam's really good at. Just did it on the turf.
So Bradshaw scores the touchdown after the reception. Then he changes hats, so to speak, and he becomes the holder on the point after. Enrique Rios' point after is good. So 5 minutes, 23 seconds left in the first quarter, and the Hawks are up 21-0 at this point.
With 5 minutes, 23 seconds left in the first quarter.
We love our sponsors here at Texarkana Game Day because we couldn't put this on without them. Conterra Networks. Conterra is committed to delivering today's fastest and most efficient fiber technology to businesses across the nation, and they promise to employ and empower highly qualified people, not just systems, to serve you better than any other provider in every single market. Services include internet, Ethernet, private customer networks, dark fiber, and voice. Conterra Networks. Thank you for your support of Texarkana Game Day and Texas high school football.
Kickoff once again taken by McCormick and pushed out of bounds near the 21-yard line.
Kickoff taken by Ray McCormick. He's pushed out of bounds near the 21. First down for North Lamar.
Quinn, I think Landon Jackson he's been on every tackle. And North Lamar's tried to run away from him. And you can't run at him. North Lamar's got to find something. Throw that little hitch pass again. The Hawks are giving them a little cushion, 5 to 8 yards. Panthers need a first down really bad.
Doherty's in the shotgun. He's looking to the left. Nobody was there. Makes a good decision, decides to go get a little bit.
Yeah, good play.
Brings the ball out just shy of the 30-yard line. That's a positive play for the Panthers.
If that's their offense, so be it. That was the Texas Longhorns offense last week. Can't run or pass, but the quarterback can run. Sorry, I had to get that in there.
Doherty's looking to the sideline, getting the play.
Tamir Turner's out, and Big Torrey Phillips is in now at the left tackle.
Inside handoff to McCormick. Looks like he picked up the first down.
There you go. That's what North Lamar wanted right there.
Handoff to McCormick, picks up the punt. North Lamar, first down.
I can already tell number 1, McCormick for North Lamar is one of those tough, gritty kids. He's going to get hit tonight, but he's not going to quit.
Speaking of getting hit, there it was. McCormick just got swarmed by several Hawks. Big contact.
Yeah, Nick Martin's really good. He's really good. Don't want to leave him unblocked. Yeah, I just was commenting on McCormick, and he is tough, but he's going to have to leave the field after that one. I read somewhere where Nick Martin's going to drop his final 3 choices.
I saw that too. I just saw it said coming soon.
Coming soon. I don't know
a certain date or anything.
I don't know what his 3 are, but they're going to get a good one.
North Lamar's running guys off the field. Looks like that put some confusion in the Pleasant Grove defense. They're shifting everywhere. Doherty's pass was intended for number 5, Austin Stutzman. Ball is incomplete.
Pass intended for Austin Stutzman falls incomplete, brings up third down.
Reese Elrod was on the coverage. Reese had a pick 6 last week. Just a little late getting to that one, but Reese is so fast and quick. Not real big. He's a little tough to see for the quarterback. So they need to be careful throwing that route.
He just doesn't have any time. It's Torrey Phillips in on that play, along with a couple of other guys. Number 7, Gage Stivers in on it, and there's one more. I didn't pick up his number.
The Panthers are going to drop back like that and try to throw it. They're going to have to mix in a draw, a middle screen, a screen pass, run the quarterback again. He's just not going to have more than a couple of seconds to get rid of the ball.
Punter gets the snap away. Picked up by Pleasant Grove returner. That was number 26, R.J. Collins. Not much gain on the play, maybe a yard. Ball's down at the 43, 44-yard line.
R.J. Collins on the return for Pleasant Grove. Ball's down to the 44-yard line, first and 10.
Landon could have blocked that punt. I just think he was.
PG Van Boosters are selling 4
He's close. I think if the game was close, I think he would probably lay out and go get it.
Also, the Van Boosters have a photo booth set up. There's an indoor concession stand where each photo is $5.
Outside toss to Logan Johnson, and again, Logan's got plenty of room. Good spin move by number 1. Johnson brings the ball down to the 35-yard line. That's another first down for the Grove.
That's Logan's strength right there, getting on the edge.
Bring the ball down to the 35-yard line for the Grove.
70, Chase McClure's in there. Looks like at right tackle. Told you earlier, I'm impressed with 45, Victor Shaw. He's a sophomore, he's about 6'3", I'm guessing 280.
Yeah, Victor's already getting some college looks. There's been word that Texas A&M has looked at him a little bit, kind of started a file, I guess you would say. Woodside tosses to Johnson on the right side this time. He gets the outside on the block of Landon Jackson, sets him free. Takes it down to about the 17, it looks like.
Landon Jackson had a great block on the defensive end right there.
Gets down to the 17-yard line.
Woodside drops back to pass. He's looking. Believe that was Drew Mason. He got in the end zone or at the end zone. The ball came out. They didn't score a touchdown. Calling it a touchback. I guess he didn't break the plane. Couldn't tell from the angle that we have here.
And that would have been Drew's first touchdown of the year, and he was fighting. And man, you can't fault the kid for that. Try to get in the end zone, young man. That's all right.
Ball comes loose, so it's called a touchback.
But great hustle by North Lamar. Way to pursue the ball, strip it loose. He got it. Yeah, it looks like he fumbled it about on the 2-yard line.
Central Ball, Rocasa Organics, Papa Lot, Texas A&M, Texarkana.
They'll come back to that.
So the Panthers come back to the line after getting a takeaway. Ball's at the 20-yard line. Doherty calls for the snap. He hands it off to McCormick. There's just nothing there when they try to run up the middle.
Hand off up the middle. Once again, no gain on that play. Second down.
If you're like me and you like to watch the interior linemen, like my buddy here, Quinn, does, watch 54 for North Lamar. he's battling, and he's made a couple of really good blocks, and he doesn't quit till the whistle blows. And that's what you want in an offensive lineman.
Doherty calls for the snap, hands it off again. Tries to get a little bit to the right side up the tackles this time, but still no gain on the play. Third down.
Hand off up the right side. No gain on the play for the Panthers. Third down.
That last play, that was number 5, Austin Stutzman on the carry in the backfield now with Doherty. Doherty looking downfield, can't find anybody. Landon Jackson takes care of business.
That's another sack by Landon Jackson. That's his second of the night. Fourth down for the Panthers.
Yeah, it's just not a fair fight. And I know North Lamar's coaches, they're trying to do anything they can to scheme against Landon, but not easy. A lot of coaches have failed at that. Retreat Therapy in Cool Spa, one of our great sponsors here at Game Day. Outpatient therapy services that provide state-of-the-art technology to help you feel and look your very best. Heck, I need that. Offer whole body cryotherapy. Do y'all know what that is here in the press box? Cryotherapy. And can offer therapy to specific body parts. 4321 McKnight Road in Texarkana. Look them up on Facebook. That's Retreat Therapy in Cool Spa. Justin Maynard, that sounds like a good Christmas present for your lovely wife, Doug. Huh? Get Lori a... Yes, your wife's already beautiful, I know.
So we swap ends at the field to begin the second quarter now. The ball is still at the 21-yard line. It is fourth down. North Lamar is lined up to punt. These snaps for the punt have been high and right every time. Let's see what happens now this close to the end zone. And that's a good one, and the punt is away. R.J. Collins is back to receive. He's just going to let it bounce. Takes a North Lamar roll down to the 41-yard line where it goes out of bounds.
I like to see the sophomore back there returning punts. One of the toughest things to do in football is catch a punt. It's not like catching a fly ball. That football's odd shaped, and you got football players running at you. It's tough, and you got to make a decision pretty quick. Do I catch it? Do I let it go?
The concession stand will temporarily close 2 minutes prior to halftime in order for everyone to enjoy the performance of our PG Showstoppers Pride Motion Band. Be sure to grab your halftime drinks and snacks before the 2-minute mark. Then the concession stand will open after halftime.
Woodside rolls out to his right. He's looking downfield, finds nobody open, so makes a good decision, tucks the ball. We're going to get a block in the back from Pleasant Grove. That's number 45, Victor Shaw. Yep. Can't really even hide that one.
No, Victor's so big you can't hide it. It was a block in the back, and Victor's got to learn. Jalen already had the first down, so sometimes it's better not to block. But that's a mistake right there. You know, Coach Gibson's not going to be too hard on no Victor there. That's a hustle play. That's one of those penalties that if you're making it going full speed and you're all out, that's excusable sometimes. Drew Mason's back in the game at wideout. Let's see if they get him the ball again.
Woodside hands off. I believe that's R.J. Collins. Collins picks up the first down, takes the ball to the 45-yard line for Pleasant Grove.
R.J. Collins picks up the first down for Pleasant Grove, ball to the 45-yard line.
Woodside hands off again. R.J. Collins a second time. 2 carries in a row. He's breaking tackles at the 20 and the 15. Finally brought down about the 13-yard line.
Watch who they're running behind. They're running behind Big Jordan Stewart, number 76, Victor Shaw, 45. And Big Stewie's the one guy that he's a consistent. It's every week. We don't have to wonder who's lining up at right tackle. It's Big Stewie.
The fun thing about Stewie, he hung out at my house a whole lot last year with my son and the other offensive linemen. He's just a big teddy bear of a guy. He will knock somebody on the ground and help them up and smile and
How was
just
your
pat 'em on
grocery
the
bill?
back. Yeah, grocery bill was high for sure.
Trent Kelly
Here's at the right.
side for the Grove. Takes the ball near the 5-yard line, about the 7-yard line. Second down.
If you were to quiz the PG coaches who they're going to miss most next year, of course they're going to miss Landon, and they're going to miss Marcus and Nick, but Big Jordan Stewart's going to be one they're going to really miss.
Trenton Kelly takes the ball up the left side for Pleasant Grove.
Touchdown, Hawks! Trent Kelly takes it in for the Pleasant Grove score.
Just got a text from a friend that's watching the Los Angeles Dodgers versus Atlanta Braves baseball game, and they said the background that popped up on their screen, they sent me a screenshot of it, is our statue of the 2019 state championship football team here on Pleasant Grove's campus. So that's pretty cool.
Wow, now that was on the TNT broadcast of the Dodgers game. Wow. Well, they're playing over at Globe Life Field in Arlington. Fox Sports 1, right? That's a good-looking statue. Come on, Dodgers. I'm rooting for the Dodgers for some reason, Doug. I want to see the Dodgers and the Astros in the World Series. I'm sitting in the press box next to a Red Sox fan. So if the Red Sox in it, he hates everybody. He wants everybody to lose.
Hawks line up to kick again. Enrique Rios doing the job for Pleasant Grove. Looked like he called for a fair catch, number 7, Brock Davis, and maybe was trying to change his mind, but ultimately fell on his own fumble. So North Lamar has possession at the 17-yard line.
Brock Davis falls on his own fumble.
It's like all the starters are still in for Pleasant Grove. We expect to see that change when we get into the second half.
Number 1 hadn't come back in the game for North Lamar. McCormick.
Doherty hands off. Can't make out the number of who that was. Number 5? Yeah,
Number 5
that was
carried
number 5,
the ball,
Austin
yeah.
Stutzman.
Austin Stutzman on the carry for North Lamar. Gained a half a yard.
Looks like Doherty's changing the play. Looking to pass. Pass was intended for number 4, Aiden Exum. Falls incomplete.
I think Exum may have,
Pass intended for
like he may have ran the wrong route.
Falls incomplete, brings up third down.
I'm impressed with their quarterback when he stands in there and throws it, and he knows he's about to get hit.
Yeah, I don't know if everybody watching realizes what we've been told is that this is the entire football program on this one team. So there's a lot of youngsters playing at the varsity level. There's freshmen out there, sophomores out there. Doherty was on the keeper up the left side. Makes positive yards for North Lamar.
Amaji Carter made a great play there. He fooled most of the fake was really good. Amaji, his job at linebacker is to make sure he does not hand that ball off. If he hands the ball off, he makes the play in the hole. If not, he's got to take the quarterback.
It's 4th down. North Lamar is lined up to go for it. See if they will actually snap it or if they're trying to get Pleasant Grove to jump. Doherty's changing it up again. Running back changes sides. Quick kick. Ball takes a North Lamar roll and goes down or spotted down between the 39 and 40-yard line.
North Lamar quick kicks. The ball is placed down at the 40-yard line.
If you ever get a shot of him on the sideline, I would love for the game day crew to get a shot of defensive coordinator Clint Fuller. The Hawks could be winning 150-0, and he's still going to be jacked up, and that's how you win championships right there. You get better every play.
New quarterback goes in for the Hawks. That's number 10, Garrett Harrison, getting his first real varsity action. He got to go in victory formation in a different game. Harrison handed it off to number 26, R.J. Collins, who picks up the first down. Garrett Harrison's one of my favorite young men. He broke an arm last year. It kept him out of the entire season, and he came out and served the team as a trainer on the sideline instead of going away and not just walking with the team in a jersey. He put on trainer clothes and served in every way you could possibly do. Worked hard to get back, and now here he is when he wasn't expecting to, getting big boy football on the varsity level. Good story.
Yeah, he's got great parents, great family.
Garrett Harrison makes his way into the football game.
Harrison hand off to number 17, Colin Manning. Manning is another player, new player brought up for this one, so that's his first carry as well.
Harrison handed off to number 17, Colin Manning. That's Manning's first carry at the varsity level this year.
About 7.5 minutes left in the second quarter. It's fun to watch some youngsters get to go in and get some time. Harrison hands it off. Big yards up the right side. That was 25, Davion Stewart.
Davion Stewart up the right side for Pleasant Grove. Shy of the first down, second down and about 2.
See, I told you Pleasant Grove's got a lot of running backs. Stewart plays linebacker also, and we may see Amaji Carter in there, 24, running the ball some.
I'd like to see Garrett Harrison get to throw the ball. I know we don't want to do that when you're winning by this much, but I'd like to see him get the reps. He's got pretty good touch on the ball when he does. Harrison hands off to 26, R.J. Collins. R.J.'s up the left side for a Pleasant Grove first down.
Garrett Harrison hands off to R.J. Collins. Collins works up the left side for another Pleasant Grove first down.
I think the Hawks will throw it. I think in the first half you're gonna run your offense. You're gonna throw it. You're gonna try to score. And North Lamar's coaching staff knows that it's the backup quarterback and backup lineman, and they understand that what's going on.
Harrison hands off again. He's got the right side. That's number 17, Colin Manning, on the big gain for Pleasant Grove. Brings it inside the 5-yard line. That's going to make it 1st and goal.
Really quick feed on Manning.
Colin Manning up the right side, brings it inside the 5-yard line, 1st and goal.
If he had number 1 on, he would look like Logan Johnson right there.
I believe we've got a new center in the game, too. I think we've got 55, Matthew Thomas.
64, Scotty Randall, I think, is in there also.
Thomas playing center is a sophomore. Scotty Randall is a senior. Logan Johnson carries up the left side. He's near the score. It looks like they're marking him short.
Logan Johnson at the left
Good play
side.
by North Lamar Panthers.
Make the stop just shy of the goal line, 2nd goal.
Quinn, we've been in so many games like this the past several years where it's either a blowout or we're playing one of the greatest teams on planet Earth, Carthage and Argyle. There hadn't been a lot of in between.
We'll get some good ones next couple of weeks with
Well,
LE and Gilmer. Those will be fun.
Yeah, they will. And once Pleasant Grove gets in the playoffs,
timeout, Pleasant Grove.
The competition will be a little bit better.
Timeout, Pleasant Grove.
I want to say thank you to Texar Federal Credit Union for sponsoring Texarkana Game Day. Texar, it's where your friends are. Texar is a community-first credit union which has served members in and around the Texarkana area since 1951. Having 7 offices and employing almost 100 people, today Texar serves citizens of Cass, Bowie, Little River, Miller, Red River, and Lamar counties. Go Texar.com, and thank you, Texar, for sponsoring Texarkana Game Day and supporting Texas high school football.
Score of interest for our listeners and watchers. Gilmer is up on Pittsburgh right now, 31-0. That's really not a big surprise. And then a reminder that Spring Hill forfeited to Liberty Ilo. Garrett Harrison makes his first touchdown as a varsity quarterback as he dives over for the 1-yard score. That's exciting for that young man. Again, just a great story of how he served his team last year, coming back from an injury. He got a chance, and on the first possession where he gets to play the entire series, takes him down not only for a score, but he is the one that scored. Good stuff.
Enrique Rios point after is good.
Hey, and while we have a break, I want to mention the Pleasant Grove Pride in Motion Band is having the Pleasant Grove Marching Invitational at Pleasant Grove High School Saturday, October 17th, which is tomorrow. In the morning block, your Pride in Motion Band will march at 10:15. And such bands as Horatio, Maud, Prairie Land Hooks, Linden, DeQueen, and Mount Vernon are some other bands. Redwater, Texarkana's Liberty Ilo, Quitman, Arkansas High's coming over, Queen City, Winsboro, Atlanta, and Mineola. You can live stream it, available on Facebook or YouTube. Just follow Texarkana Game Day and you'll be able to find it. Admission to get in is $8. Children 18 and under are $5. Toddlers 6 and under get in free. So come watch the Pride in Motion Band tomorrow starting at 10:15.
Enrique Rios lined up to kick off again. Hawks have kicked deep every time this game. That was taken by number 5, Austin Stutzman. Stutzman runs out of bounds near the 23-yard line.
Yeah, Stutzman made a business decision there. Just
Stutzman runs out of
go ahead and run out of
bounds,
bounds.
23-yard line.
Probably the
First
best.
down for the Panthers.
see if the Hawks get some subs in on defense. We've talked about it before. Pleasant Grove the Hawks have been deeper in the past. I mean, they're deep now compared to other teams, but there's still going to be some starters that have to play.
Looks like the starters, or at least the two deep, as we would call them, are all still in right now. Imagine they will finish out the half. We'll see something different in the second half. Doherty's pass is complete.
There you go, 16. Good throw.
Pass was complete to 4, Aiden Exum.
Doherty's pass complete, number 4, Aiden Exum, second down for the Panthers.
Doherty hands it off this time. Runs behind the left tackle, is really not much to gain right there. It's going to be hard to get much against the Pleasant Grove defensive line for this team.
Victor Shaw, 54, is in at defensive tackle. That'll probably be Victor's position that he's going to be recruited with his size. And we know these defensive tackles, if you're going to be recruited in the SEC or Big 12, if you're 6'3" and over, then you're going to get the looks.
Doherty hands off once again. Nothing really gained on the play. Brings up 4th down for the Panthers. Once again, the Panthers are lined up like they're going to go for it. Last time they did this, it was a quick kick.
Pleasant Grove's probably been coached right here, not going to go for a block punt. And I think North Lamar knows they're not going to try to block it. But Pleasant Grove has to also watch for any kind of fake.
Timeout, North Lamar.
Timeout was called by North Lamar. They were running the clock out a little bit.
Here's another thank you I need to throw out for their support, and that's Greg Orr Auto Collection. Is sponsoring us here at Texarkana Game Day. It is their mission to be the automotive home of drivers in the Longview, Texarkana, Shreveport, Hot Springs, Ashdown, Searcy, and Destin, Florida area. They provide a vast selection of new and used vehicles, exceptional car care, customer service with a smile, family owned, family first. And if you need a good car wash, go use the car wash. Really good. Got it done today.
Coming out of the timeout, North Lamar now lines up to punt. The punter kept the ball. Ends up short of the first down, however, so Pleasant Grove will take over on downs.
Punter for North Lamar picked up the low snap, tried to run for the first down, comes up short, so Pleasant Grove takes over first down, goal, possession.
It's 2 minutes and 14 seconds left in the first half. The Hawks are up by 35 points.
I think maybe the coach said, if you see an opening, go. But he didn't see number 6, Nick Martin, that can close.
I believe the call is delay of game against the Hawks there.
I'm going to blame that on Justin Maynard, the play clock operator up here in the press box.
Delay of game called against Pleasant Grove.
Yeah, that is on the quarterback, Quinn. That's his job.
Colin Manning goes in motion. Harrison hands off. Power run up the middle. Gets back to about the original line of scrimmage. Second down.
There's Jay Davis made an appearance in the press box.
Handoff up the middle, gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Second down, Pleasant Grove.
Jay's one of our face guys. He's on camera down there pregame. He doesn't usually.
Harrison hands it off again. That's R.J. Collins working his way up the right side, trying to weave in and out. Gets positive yards. Third down for Pleasant Grove.
RJ's that little jitterbug that if you ever played football, you just didn't really like playing against that guy. Hard to see, quick.
Yards for the Hawks. Third down and about 5.
And I am not saying he's Barry Sanders, but he is that type of, can stop on a dime, can turn.
Harrison hands off to Trenton Kelly. Trenton Kelly picks up the first down plus some for Pleasant Grove. Kelly takes it down inside the 15-yard line. First down.
Trent Kelly up the left side for Pleasant Grove brings the ball inside the 15-yard line. It's first down with 40 seconds left on the clock.
This will be the last play the Hawks run.
Drew Mason entered the game this time, brought the play in. Now he goes to the bottom of the formation as a wide out, and the Hawks take a knee. Good move by Coach Gibson.
Garrett Harrison takes a knee with 18 seconds left in the first half. So as we go into halftime, your Hawks 35, North Lamar 0.
Stay tuned to the broadcast to watch the award-winning Pride in Motion band and the award-winning Pleasant Grove Showstoppers.
Pleasant Grove High School proudly presents, under the direction of Miss Christy Robinson, the American Drill Team High School champions for 25 years, our spectacular Pleasant Grove Showstoppers. Our 2020-2021 Showstopper officers are Junior Lieutenant Sarah Jane Burrows, Junior Lieutenant Hannah Holland, Senior Lieutenant Madeline Morse, Senior Lieutenant Amy Martin, Senior Lieutenant Kaylin Skates. The 2020-2021 Showstopper captain is Senior Holly Thornton. The Showstopper of the week is Junior Showstopper Tori Scoggins. Tonight, the Showstoppers are performing a field jazz routine to Love Runs Out.
Steve! Good job, Lyle! And now, for your continued halftime entertainment, please welcome to the field the Pride in Motion. High school marching band. Tonight, the Pride in Motion will perform 2 selections of their 2020 program, Spirit of the Radio. The Pride in Motion will perform the Spirit of the Radio by Rush, Turn Up the Radio by Autograph, and Radio Gaga by Queen. The band is under the student leadership of drum majors Kaylee Burnside and Isaac Newton, color guard captains Alan Wakefield and Lily Wood, drum captains Dylan Underwood and Julia LeMay, and band captains Isaac Taylor, Tia Jameson,
with an audible
and
voice.
Jesse Vanderhoven.